homework. I will have to know.
All right, welcome. The season has begun. This is AFCON 2025, and this is Complete Football Africa. We're going to be here every day talking about the Nations Cup that's coming up. So we're going to jump straight into Group A. At the top of the group, and most definitely the team to win and the team to beat in this tournament, Comoros Islands. Number 2, Morocco. Number 3, Zambia, and number 4, Mali. So I'm predicting that Comoros Islands is going to shock the world and win. Not really. To be honest with you, let's get started with Kule. Kule will tell us how do you see this group and how do you see it lining up before we start talking specifically about their ups and downs on each team.
I think in our group we have Tanzania, we have Uganda.
No, we're talking about Kule. We're talking about Group A, Mali.
Oh,
Zambia.
I've not done any. I've not looked at.
Don't worry about it. Mali, Zambia, Morocco, and Comoros Islands. So I think.
Okay. I think Comoros Islands are going to be the whipping boys.
Yeah.
Zambia, Morocco, and Mali. Zambia have had a history of being quite competitive in this tournament. West African teams are always strong. North African teams are always strong. So out of those three teams,
Zambia historically, is East African though. They're East African though. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Mali is East African.
No, Mali is West, but Zambia.
Zambia. Yeah, Zambia has a historical. Has been. I remember that they had the plane crash and they had a whole new team and they still took Nigeria all the way. And so they've had a history, and I think they was that player that played for Zambia, Peter Love. He's the only one I know.
Now they have a guy who plays for. Well, we know that of course for Leicester City, Daka, Patson Daka. He's their main guy, physical presence and goal scoring up front. So this team is very physical, a lot like Congo and what's the other team? Gabon. They play physical. They play as a unit. They play tough, rough defense. In the midfield, they battle. They don't have a lot of creative players, so they're going to have to rely a lot on systematically trying to find ways to score. What were you going to say, Kunle?
Yeah, I was going to say that, yes, Zambia does have a history of being capable of being dangerous. Countries like Zambia and Congo can actually, on any random day, decide to up their game and be competitive. I think that also, if you look at, I don't think Comoros Islands, I think they're just going to be there to make up the numbers. Looking at the other two teams, Mali, West African country, Morocco have always been good. They have a good league. They are organized. Trust them to be good. Mali, West African boys. West African boys, they're big, strong boys. And on their day, if they've got enough players, they're always going to cause some kind of ruckus. So that's actually quite a tough group. It doesn't look like a tough group because it doesn't have the traditional names.
Tough. So if you take a close look, it's tough because you look at it. Morocco is hosting this tournament and is generally considered to be the best team in Africa. You look at Moroccan football; they won the under-20, I think they won the under-20 World Cup for football, and they made it to the semifinals of the last World Cup and gave France a run for their money. So this team is very good. So they're going to be expected to come out top in this group. But behind them, we know Mali. Mali always does well in African competitions and is on the verge most of the time for qualifying. Did they qualify for the World Cup this time? Did Mali qualify?
I don't think so.
No, but they're always knocking on the door. But I mean, this team is tough. So we know that these guys have possession, good midfielders. They have the guy that plays for Tottenham Hotspur, Yves Bissouma. Bissouma plays for them. So in general, Matt, like you said, the West African teams are tough. Even when Senegal and Cote d'Ivoire play Mali, it's always a close game. Kule, who was that striker for Mali about 6 or 8 years ago? The tall guy. I forgot his name now.
Yeah. Oh, bald head.
Is it Kanute?
Kanute, yeah.
Is it Kanute?
I'll never forget Kanute.
Kanute.
Yeah. So these guys are strong and they have good midfield, but the problem is they may not have enough firepower to keep up with Morocco. Morocco itself is very well organized in defense, but when they've got Hakimi and they've got some other guys on wing, Ziyech, who plays for Galatasaray.
Yeah.
Hakimi. I think Hakimi is a fullback, right? Yeah.
Yes. He's a
wingback.
Yeah, the wingback. So he's going to be very dangerous on attack. He's going to be very dangerous on attacks.
He's very good in scoring goals also.
Yeah, but
he's
the only
like
thing
is Bissaka, but he can attack.
Yeah, the only problem that they'll have on attack is that
that's the basic difference.
They don't have a focal point, but they don't need a focal point because their midfield and defense is so well organized. They can overlap and bring the wing backs So they use their wing backs and their forwards to do all the scoring and the combining. So they're a very dangerous team. But like you said, Mali is good. But I think in this group we can cross out Comoros. So it's going to be between Mali and Zambia. Mali has a strong midfield and they can possess the ball. And they're not gonna. I don't know how good their defense is. I think that's going to be their weakness a little bit. Zambia is just like Congo a little bit. A bunch of guys who play collective, mass defense, mass midfield, mass attack, and they stick together. But they don't have a lot of firepower. So I think it's going to be between Zambia and Mali for second place in this group. What are your thoughts, TK? Then we'll go to Mr. Warif.
Yeah, the same sentiments. Mali are likely to finish second on the group, but they also have the capabilities of finishing first. Because in this tournament, it's more like it's a Moroccan. They are the host, so it's actually up to them. You know, when you're expected to be number one in the group, it's up to you to live up to that expectation. Because if I go back to the last AFCON where Mali was in, you look at they were in a group with South Africa, with South Africa and Tunisia. They managed to top that group.
Oh yeah.
So it tells you how good Mali is. And the South African coach, when he was asked why they couldn't beat Mali, he said he learned his lesson that Mali is very physical and they couldn't match with the physicality. And we know that Moroccans are big crybabies. So if Mali make the game very scrappy, they can actually scrape a win. But Zambia are capable of also scraping a second place spot by they have individual brilliant players who can play like the one I saw the previous game when they're playing a friendly with South Africa, Panda, who's also actually very good as well. Comoros are just gonna be there to add numbers. They can be there maybe
giving out points.
Upset. Yeah, giving out points or cause an upset. Maybe like
anybody who draws
the spoiler. Playing the spoiler role.
Yeah, but not a spoiler as in like they win the game, but like to draw. You know what those
to draw, to draw a game.
Yeah, when you need to win and they actually make a team draw and they are out of the now they're out of being that team that can be added for the best third place teams. You understand? So it can be one of those situations.
Yeah, so we'll see. What are your thoughts, Mr. Warif?
Well, on paper, if you look at it, we all know that Morocco will top the group. But why I believe that Morocco will top the group, because if you have some experienced players there that plays in Europe, like Hakimi and the other guy that played in Chelsea now, I've forgotten his name. You mentioned it earlier on. Ziyech. Yeah. So, and again, the North Africans, Moroccans, they are fast in their play. They play almost like in Europeans. But we know this is AFCON. The only disadvantage they might have is that they might not be physical. But one thing about the North Africans is that they have game management. They can manage the game, mostly when they are leading you. And they begin to use all manner of tactics, and there's nothing you could do about it. You just have to control yourself. If you don't control yourself, you might even get a red card for what you are trying to fight for. So
they'll make sure you don't get close to the ball. They pass the ball and they keep the ball away from you.
Yes. Then also for Mali, we know that the Malians, those guys, they are West Africans, if I'm correct, and they are strong, they are physical, they are skillful. So they might want to use it against against Morocco. Then for Zambians, each time they talk about Zambia, I remember this guy, what's his name, Kalusha Boala, when they played the finals against Nigeria. So this country, you look at their players, and you look at their league, they might not have the professional players, but once they, just like South Africans, once they have some good players in their league, they can just speak to them. And I believe there might be a particular club in Zambia that might be dominating the league. So if they can get more players from that club to feature in their national team, they're already used to themselves, so they can play well. So I think it's going to be Morocco and maybe Mali or Zambia is dicey. Then Comoros, those ones, they might just be the spoiler role, playing the spoiler role. Either you win them or they draw with you just to spoil the game for you. But it's going to be an interesting one. But this group, I think this group is a group of death, because you have Morocco. Hakimi is one of the best players in Africa right now, contesting for African Footballer of the Year. Then you have Mali. Mali, they have so many players in France playing in French Ligue 1. And also Zambia, they have their league is also not a pushover. So it's going to be an interesting group.
Yeah. I think Comoros Island has one player playing in League Two.
You'll be the arrowhead of the team.
This is terrible, man. They're going to be insulting me today on our show if anybody's watching. Even if they haven't. I don't know if they have.
Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
I'm just joking. All right, what are your thoughts? Last thoughts before we head out? Yeah.
Oh, who, me?
Yeah, Kool-Aid is chilling, man.
Oh, well, my last thoughts.
Feeling funky with his glasses.
Morocco, Mali, or Zambia? Who do you have?
Well, let's not laugh too hard at Comoros boys, first of all, because at least they're African boys. We can chase cars and, climb trees and throw rocks. So you never know what can happen.
Mautu Koko.
Yes, so
Mautu Koko.
I think the own is just African power. And let's see what happens.
Shoot and follow.
I think that Morocco are going to qualify first or second, and it's going to be a straight fight between Mali and
Zambia.
Yeah. This is going to be fun. I can't wait for
the position. I think Mali historically just have that little edge. I don't know why. Zambia haven't done anything of note of recent for me to feel that they can be there. And Mali, even when they're not on their day, they have so many players playing in the lesser leagues in Europe, far more than Zambia does. And for that reason, even on an average season, I think that Mali would have.
But those matches are going to be fun. The match, all three of these teams, when Morocco plays Zambia, or when they play Mali, when Mali plays Zambia, those games are going to be fun. This is what I love. In fact, this is
going to be like the finals. It's going to be interesting.
Yes, that's the finals before the finals, because that's the game that makes all the difference.
Interesting games.
Very good games. All right, so guys, very good one. We're going to be here all month, so we're asking people to watch, subscribe, send to your friends, because this is definitely Africa's #1 channel. We've got everybody. Guys from South Africa, guys from Nigeria, guys from different parts of Nigeria, even me and Donald Trump's land here watching. So sign up and watch. And we're going to have every day, we're going to have a show. So we're going to talk specifically about Morocco on tomorrow, I think, and then on Friday we'll talk about Mali. All right, so Mr. Warif, take us out. Thanks. Take us out, Mr. Warif.
Yeah, and once again, we're here to talk about the Nations Cup coming up in December, about Group A, Mali, Senegal, Mali, Zambia, Morocco, and Comoros. With me tonight is Mustafa, Jinodu, TK, and William. I remain my humble self, Warifa Marcos. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a good night rest.
All right, nice one, guys. Yeah.
All right.
This is going to be an interesting month from